Why does Booking have so much less SEO than Expedia?
So much less SEO than Expedia. It's there's a couple answers probably for that. One is I know for a fact they spend a ton of time on the SEM side of things, and that's a major focus for them. So they may have, over time just realized that Google is going to continue to push SEO down and down and down. Is it worth my time to spend the amount of effort there? There's no question that the more time you put into SEO, you can improve your results, but it is a constant battle because Google changes their algorithm at least 3 to 4 times a year. So you're chasing it. You're always chasing it. It's very difficult to stay ahead of their changes on the algorithm side. So my guess is that they would have said, look, we're not going to chase this. We're going to go all in on the channels we know work well for us, and we'll do our best to kind of maintain, but we're not going to just bet the farm on SEO anymore. Whereas Expedia, they do have a higher cost structure, as you mentioned earlier in the call. They may have said, look, we're going to spend a little bit more time on developing content and trying to drive more uh, uh, you know cheaper SEO traffic, and so that could be part of it.
Mm. But it's interesting because I think a couple of quarters ago, the Google changed their algorithm on the SEO side, and it changed a huge bit of a disruption in the industry. Um, and Booking almost said that one of their competitive advantages is spending on Google to a certain
Yeah.
extent, and that they spend so much and spend it so well that it's actually a bit of an advantage, which is like kind of paradoxical in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, they we were so in awe with what they were doing on the SEM side, and for the longest time within Expedia's walls, we were trying to learn as much as we could about what they were doing in SEM that was so successful. And so, that's their bread and butter. I mean, that's
What
how
do
they
they do
built the company.
exactly? What do they do so well?
Yeah, so it kind of goes back to this production line thing that I talked about, which is you got to have the supply in the right markets when people are looking. Then it has to have the content that people are looking for. So Japanese customers going into Italy, they're looking for different amenities than the rest of the world, right? They want heated toilet seats, for instance. And so they got the content exactly right. And then they translate. They said, okay, well, we're going into Venice. Well, who are the customers that the first big set of customers that are going to be searching for hotels in Venice? It's going to be Italians. All right, well, let's translate this thing like that no one could tell it's not Italian. And so they got it so right that no Italian could tell any difference. Okay, we're ready to go. Let's turn the spigot on for Italian. And then they said, okay, what's the next group? Okay, it's probably Germans. So let's do that process for Germans. And they just went country by country. So then they weren't just buying traffic from Italy into Venice or from Europe into Venice. They were buying traffic around the entire world into Venice, and they just got really, really good at it. They hired very smart, uh, almost mathematicians to run that business, and just got really, really good at it. That was their core focus from a marketing perspective. We were so envious that in a lot of markets in Europe, they had the number one brand awareness without spending anything in TV. They got it because they were spending to the top of Google search results. They were always number one. And so they built their brand awareness from Google SEM. And so it's just been core to their DNA, and they've consistently, continued to keep it up there.